Hello, this is Mr. Maxwell. Thank you for tuning in. I like to share stories of women that I've interacted with, some I've dated. Today's story is another story from the Philippines. Now, as you know, if you've been watching my content in one of my previous videos, I spoke on traveling to the Philippines. And in no way, shape, or form is this bashing Filipino women at all. However, I'm just saying that there are bad apples in every bunch. No matter what you talk about, nothing is 100% perfect. So I'm going to talk about the few. However, you still need to look out for it. Today's story is about a young Filipina that is dating a foreigner, an Australian to be specific. He's about 66, 67, and she's 32. Now, she met this guy online, of course, and she has been dating this guy online for about 6 months. Now, he visited the Philippines to visit her. They spent time together, and he ended up going back to his country, to Australia, to prepare to sell his land, his belongings, and all that, and then move back and take care of his new Filipino to make her his wife and build a life with her together. So the thing about this, the interesting part that I want to share with you guys is the Australian don't know that she lives with a guy. He knows that she's married. She has 2 kids. The kids don't live with her though. The kids live with the grandmother. So he's okay with that. But what he does not know is that she has a live-in partner, a man that she's living with, and they're having sex on a regular basis. So she's having sex with this guy, and she's talking to the Australian guy. So when the Australian comes to visit for the few weeks that he's there, she tells her roommate, her live-in lover, that she's visiting her sister or some other family member in another part of town. So she communicates with her lover by text in a foreign language that the Australian don't understand, which is Tagalog or the language that they speak, and she's with him. So now what happened is she's gotten pregnant, but she don't know if the baby is the Australian guy's or the live-in lovers. She don't know whose baby it is. The Australian guy is none the wiser that she has a live-in lover. The live-in lover is none the wiser that she has an Australian guy. Now, she wants to be with the Australian guy, the foreigner, because he has more resources, he's more stable, he has more money. He can take care of her better. She really don't want to deal with the live-in lover that she has because he's not as financially stable as the Australian guy. So what she did, she told the Australian guy, he's coming back this October. He's coming back to the Philippines to be with her. So what her plan is to stall the Australian guy until after December, when the baby is due. The baby is due in December. She wants to stall him just in case it's her Filipino lover's baby. So if it's the Filipino lover's baby, she's going to leave the baby with the Filipino lover and run off with the Australian guy. Just in case the baby comes out and it happens to be the Australian guy, then she's going to let the Filipino lover, her live-in lover, know that she don't want him anymore. She want this guy. They have a baby together and they're going to raise their child together. Now, I'm sharing this with you guys just to let you know that everything is not always what it is. So be cautious. When you talk to these women and get to know these women, I know they are beautiful and sound innocent and so sweet, so soft-spoken, it's easy to, and it's different from what we're used to. If you're coming from London, from Australia, or anywhere, or America, the Western world, if you're coming from there, Canada or whatever, and you're going over there, it's a different vibe, it's a different atmosphere. You know the stereotypes. These women are groomed and raised to be wives, and for the most part this is true. However, you still need to be cautious and be careful. Take your time, get to know what you're dealing with and whom you're dealing with, because you can find yourself in a situation like this. Now, if she has the baby and it turns out that it's the Australian's baby, it's all good. He's none the wiser, and they're gonna raise their family. Now, if it turns out that it's her living lover's baby, she's gonna leave the baby with him, and he's still none the wiser. However, later on down the line, he may or may not find out. What if he decide to come back early and see that she's pregnant? What if he follows her advice and come back next year? She's trying to get him to come back in January or February so that she's already had the baby. So once she have the baby and she know what it is, then she can tell him or not tell him. This has been Mr. Maxwell. Thank you for listening to this. Like, subscribe, share, comment. I wish you well.